Andy Scott, there's no game to build up to this weekend, but still a busy period for you.
Yeah, it's been a very busy week this so far. We've obviously had to do a lot of thinking about what's happened in December and a lot of planning about moving forward and how we can change things. And clearly everyone involved in the football club isn't happy with the way things have gone recently. The time now is to take action and be able to do that. We've had to wait till January to be able to do that, but hopefully there's going to be a lot of to-in and fro-in and a lot of ins and outs to make sure that we're a stronger unit to be able to go and win games and push ourselves up the league, because I can't accept how we've been playing the last month, and I can't accept the results. And that's my responsibility to put a team out there that's capable of doing that and working very hard to make sure that we turn it around and change things.
And that process has already started. Tom Derry, his non-contract status ended earlier in the week. Tristan Plummer has departed today as well. That's the first steps in that process.
Yeah, I mean, Joe Ingessel went back after his loan, and Tom wasn't getting any football and needs to go out and get games. And Tristan, he went to Weymouth earlier in the season because he was homesick. He's got a young baby and was missing, obviously the time with his children. And it came to January, and he felt that he was struggling to stay away from them. So that was something that was suited both parties really. And we're working at other players moving out, and we're working very hard at bringing the right players in. And we've had a long meeting with the board yesterday. Very frank and open discussion. A lot of questions asked, rightly so, and from both sides. And it turned out it's a positive meeting with a clear plan in how we move forward and what we want to do. And the fact that we've got no game this weekend makes it easier to be able to go and watch more games, over the period, but also work very hard and just solely making sure that we've got a stronger squad when we come play at Lincoln. And
is there anything else you can divulge from the meeting yesterday?
Obviously, the board are clearly very unhappy with the results, and that's shared with myself and the staff and the players. But it's up to me. I'm responsible for putting a team out on the pitch that's capable of winning games, and we haven't been doing that. There's a lot of frustration around the place, and the fans aren't happy. I completely understand that, and wouldn't expect anything other, because they want to see winning football. But I'm here to make sure that I do the job properly, and we're going to have to move people around and change the squad. We haven't got masses of money, but we're working very hard to free up as much money as possible to change it around and get the right players in. And the intention is to actually do that, bring better players in to make us stronger and have an identity that we can actually play to. And we've got to score more goals, there's no doubt about it. We've got to be more entertaining, we've got to create more chances, we've got but we've got to make sure that if things aren't going for us in front of goal, that we're strong enough as a group to dig out results. And we haven't done either at the moment, and that's been a disappointment. So yeah, the meeting was very open. Everyone had their say and was very honest with each other, but everyone was of the same opinion that we need to improve results. I've got a contract for another season after this, and my job is to make sure that I show people that I'm capable of doing it, and we put a team out there that can do make a consistent effort to win games.
And you say the contract through till 2016. You're confident that this is a long-term project that will see success?
Yeah, I mean the aim of the board at all times. We've rebuilt in the summer. We don't want to do it. Keep rebuilding the side. We've got to address the injury situation. We've got to address the dynamic of the side, not just for the summer, but certainly for now. And the immediate decision is to do what we can now to change things around. We can't keep going as we are. Because it hasn't worked, and we need to make changes. And if people need to be sacrificed to do that, then that's what we're going to have to do. And we need to improve the squad, we need to improve the team, we need to put a better product on the pitch, and we're working hard to do that. And we're confident that we can do that. We're working very hard behind the scenes to make as much contact with as many managers and players as possible to get the right ones in.
And you've been through difficult times as a manager before. I don't think any manager can say he's always had good times throughout his career. What do you say is the key to coming out the other side successfully?
It's about being positive and believing in it. There's I can hold my hands up and say we haven't been good enough. The fans aren't stupid. They're not seeing what they want to see. It's not for the want of trying, and the players have given everything they can, but sometimes it hasn't been good enough, or the quality's not been there, or the consistency's not been there. But we're not here to make excuses. We're here to do things about it. We're in a position where we need to make changes. You just got to believe in yourself. I know the fans are frustrated, but I'm not going to walk away. This is a time when you stand up and be counted, and you stick your shoulders back and stand out there and take the flak. And when it turns around, it's a better feeling, and that's where we are. I'm more than confident that we can do it right, and we're not going anywhere. And we've been through tough times at this club, and it seems like it's never ending. But we're going to come out the other side and be stronger for it. And we're looking forward to proving people wrong, and I've done that throughout my career and playing and in management, and I look forward to doing it again.
And have you had to maybe question your methods, look at yourself, or is the most important thing in this time actually just sticking to your principles?
We question everything. We look at every area and every aspect of our recruitment, our training, the injuries, the rehabilitation, coaching, the players we've got, mentality, everything. From yourself to my staff to the players, everyone. No one's exempt in this. Everyone's been very honest, and we've had meetings with the staff, and as well as meetings with the board, and we've said, right, this is where we're at. What are we going to do better? How can we change it? And we've asked everyone's opinion, and we want to make sure that we do it as a group. We're stronger as a group than we are individuals. But even when you're winning games, you're still questioning what you're doing. You still want to be moving forward. You still want to make sure that you don't stand still, and you keep improving. And there's a lot of areas that have got to be addressed at the football club that were mentioned in a meeting tomorrow in moving forward, about stability and about the recruitment process and making sure we get the right players. And we can't get going through transitional periods every summer because it affects the season, and that's not an excuse, but that's something that we need to put in place to make sure that the club's stronger and we have a basis to build from. But the immediate plan is to make sure that we rectify the recent results. We've got some tough games coming up. Lincoln are on a very good run at the moment. We need to be going there with a few new faces to give everybody a lift, and to work hard in training up until that point, and make sure that we start this sort of second period of the season with a new mentality and a new team and a new air of optimism and positivity.
And those new faces at Lincoln, are you confident of making any deals anytime soon?
Well, we're trying, and whether that happens before they're not, we certainly need players in, because we're very low on numbers, and we need new players in, and we need to give everyone a lift by bringing new players in, and the current squad need to see that the recent results can't be tolerated, and new faces will be coming in, and we need help, and so we have been working all this week, and I'm on the phone all the time, and we're watching games, and we're speaking to managers, and we're speaking to players and agents to do as much as we can, and we're trying to generate as much finances as possible to make sure that we can we can bring in the right players. But clearly there's we've lost the loan players have gone back, and we're still talking to them, but we can't guarantee that they're going to be coming back, so we've got to make sure that we get the players in that we want, rather than ones that we can have.
So the loan spells of Dan Holman, for example, has temporarily at least ended, and you hope that will be rectified soon? Yeah,
there's conversations with Colchester, but Colchester also in conversations with Dan about his future, so that's something that we can't influence, and so we're going to have to hold fire on that one for a little bit and see how that develops. We're still talking to Brentford about Manny. Kieran Forbes' loan doesn't end until the 31st of January, so we've got Kieran. but obviously with Manny's situation, that's still ongoing. He's with us to the 13th, but obviously we haven't got a game, so we've got to prepare for life without him if we can't secure his services. So that's where we are, and we are very low on numbers, but maybe it's a point of taking it down to the bare bones to go back up again and build the squad with the players that we know we've got, and bringing the right ones to complement those.
And I suppose that finally that togetherness is what will lift the group, as you say, for the second half of the season.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's it's not through lack of honesty, or it's sometimes lack of quality or wrong decision making, and when confidence is a little bit low, you make poor decisions, and we've created a lot of chances over the last 5 games but not scored enough goals, and that's been the problem throughout the season. We need to create more chances, and we need to have more ability to put the ball in the net and have more people attacking the ball and the way we play, and that's something that certainly that we've looked at, and that we've got to bring in the players that can adapt to that style and give us that ability to do so.